BJP wins because of its delivery of its schemes, the popularity of Mr. Modi, and the grassroots workers that they have.
So there are several kind of tactics that BJP uses. They have no morals. They are a corrupt party to the core.
Without naming any person, but you have to lift the veil through some kind of an internal investigation as to who was behind, whether it was BJP or there was some other people who were trying to trap the BJP.
How could it be managed? It cannot be done without BJP's complicit involvement. It is impossible.
When they do not get the favorable judgment, they start, attacking the Supreme Court.
We could catch this manipulation. Imagine when 90 crore people vote in the Lok Sabha, what kind of dhandlebazi does BJP do to win?
BJP is not coming even on any television channels to discuss Chandigarh. It almost seems that their silence suggests guilt, that this is an issue where they have in a way been proven guilty by the Supreme Court of no less than murdering democracy. Anil Masi was the minority Morcha cell head or a member in Chandigarh. And he is the one who was the presiding officer who apparently brazenly defaced certain ballot papers and ruled them invalid.
Well, Rajdeep, let us be very clear. When I was watching the CCTV grab, it appears, and Supreme Court probably confirmed it also, that it was being done brazenly, and he was pointing it towards the camera saying that I am doing it. This is something very strange. Has BJP been trapped into it? BJP needs to have some kind of an internal investigation out here. That is one possible theory. I'm not going to defend this.
What do you mean by trapped into it? Are you telling me Anil Masi would have done this on his own without no one in the BJP knowing about it and he was trapped into doing this? Surely not.
No, he was not trapped. It's the BJP which has been trapped here, trying to explain, and therefore the silence. And they need to have some kind of an investigation within their own setup to find out as to how this has happened. One. Secondly, it is also a case of EVM now. These were paper ballots. Even if it's the smallest election, let us have EVMs. So there is no manipulation, because then you have a safety mechanism, VVPAT and everything. So that mechanism should be followed in each and every election. See, the fact is whatever happened was very serious. And the Supreme Court came down very heavily on the person, and rightly so. Ultimately, BJP will study the judgment and see what is the final outcome, whether they want to challenge it, review it or not. In my opinion, probably they will not. And secondly, the larger question it has thrown is that the returning officers, the appointment of returning officers has to be very neutral. They manifestly should not be member of any political party. They have to be very neutral and perform their functions in an unbiased manner, an unprejudicial manner. Right. And here is the case where Supreme Court has stamped something very serious about it. And let me tell you, I was hearing Mr. Singhvi very carefully. When you pointedly asked him, brazen monotonous regularity, he was unable to back up with examples.
No, he's saying horse trading. No, he's saying horse trading now. He was referring to horse trading that takes place possibly in Rajya Sabha elections, the manner in which governments are toppled, amidst allegations that ministerial lures are offered. There is a, in my state of Maharashtra, we now call it khoke ki rajniti.
Let me answer that. When a person of the stature of Mr. Singhvi makes a statement, we should not be talking about possibilities, presumptions, or speculation. You should, if you have something, go to the court. When you make such general statements, then you paint everything with one brush. The election commission becomes bad when you don't win the election. The electoral process becomes bad when you don't win the elections. When you win the elections, it is perfectly fine. Our institutions are robust, they are working, including the Supreme Court. When they do not get the favorable judgment, they start, attacking the Supreme Court. Okay. So let us see that our democracy is vibrant, safe, and there are institutions autonomously functioning in this country and discharging their duties and responsibilities. So I will call this as one-off incident, not make generalizations as Dr. Singhvi did.
Since that election took place, 3 of your councillors have switched sides, joined the BJP, and as Desh Ratan Nigam says, this is a one-off. He says the BJP should actually inquire as to who did it. Don't blame the entire BJP structure so quickly.
Rajdeep ji, good evening to everyone. I must take this opportunity to really be grateful and thankful to the Supreme Court for restoring democracy in the country today. It is not just about a win at the Chandigarh mayor polls. This is a prime example of how, where 36 votes were polled and they were within the CCTV cameras. Therefore, we could catch this manipulation. Imagine when 90 crore people vote in the Lok Sabha, what kind of dhandlebazi does BJP do to win? It is pretty clear that Operation Lotus has been one of their modus operandi for the longest time. We have in Delhi faced it repeatedly. You, in your state, you mentioned 50 okay, not okay is a very famous slogan. Also, since he asked for proof, let me ask him if he thinks Anil Masi, a BJP minority cell adhyaksh, could afford lawyers like senior advocates like Mukul Rodhi and Solicitor General also advocating on his behalf at one point. This, how do you think he can afford this on his own? Do you think that there are also rumors within the political circles that Banwarilal Purohit was made to resign because he could not manage the camera, possibly the CCTV, possibly if the BJP had the guts to face these questions, which they don't, if you have a debate on demonetization, you will see them absent. You have a debate on Manipur, they will not appear. You have a debate today, they won't come. There are so many signs. The BJP governor resigns. Then there is this election of this presiding officer. You'll recall on 18th January when the elections were first to be held, he fell sick. Under law, there is a provision. If the presiding officer falls sick, the duty shall be assigned to another person. That didn't happen. How could it be managed? It cannot be done without BJP's complicit involvement. It is impossible.
And you're saying without the BJP's complicit involvement. No, 1 minute, ma'am. Ma'am, you're saying without the BJP complicit involvement. But the truth is that when 3 of your councillors choose to go to the BJP, look, what does it show about our politics? They are all willing to be bought over. It's all very well to say, we agree. I agree with you that the BJP has the maximum to answer today. But horse trading requires horses who are ready to bolt. The fact is there are horses ready to bolt. That's the problem in our system.
There is one more thing, Rajdeep ji. Yesterday, one of the councillors, she came on record and said that my husband has been arrested and there's a threat perception towards him. So there are several kind of tactics that BJP uses. They have no morals. They are a corrupt party to the core. They're completely an immoral party, and there's so many examples that we have seen already. So these are really small things for them, using ED, using CBI. How did Chhagan Bhujbal file suddenly get cleaned and he came once he joined the BJP? How did Bhavna Gowli, for example, from your state, after she got 5 ED summons, suddenly the ED investigation dropped against her? There are so many other leaders, Harshvardhan Patil, Sanjay Patil, to name a few, who say that we sleep peacefully now that we have joined the BJP. There is no threat from the ED. So these are constant signs, the BJP member of parliament threatening in the parliament, saying that aapke ghar ED bhej denge.